y'all. Today I want to help you shop your stash. So many new Valentine's Day, anti-Valentine's Day, cute pink and red theme palettes have been launching lately. Listen, I love new makeup as much as the next beauty lover, but I want to help you shop your stash. Maybe you don't want to spend, maybe you are happy with your collection. I wanted to pull palettes from my collection that are not themed as Valentine's Day palettes. They're not pink, red, monochromatic palettes. They are palettes that may not be ones you think of for Valentine's Day, but that have color stories that I think are gonna be perfect for Valentine's Day. If you wanna shop your stash, I have some ideas for you. We are gonna swatch, we are gonna have a good time. Let's jump into it. I had a lot of fun shopping my stash, pulling palettes. Hey, if you are new here, my name is Heather and I just love makeup. I love to have a good time with makeup. I love to play with makeup. I just want to enjoy myself, you know? So I was thinking all of these new Valentine's Day palettes are releasing. I love, like, I've been shopping. I think there are a lot of great things, but it made me think, like, what palettes have beautiful pinks and reds but aren't marketed as Valentine's Day palettes, or they're not monochromatic, so you may not automatically think of these. I pulled 12 palettes. They are not new, meaning they didn't launch like in the past few weeks. I'm pretty sure all of these launched either last year or later, some of these way later than last year. And I'm not gonna swatch the entire palette. I'm gonna swatch the shades in the palette that I think would make a beautiful Valentine's Day look. I made sure that each of these had at least 4 shades, like a quad, you know? So that's what we're gonna do. I am going to show you the palettes and I'm going to show you the swatches and we're going to have a good time. I hope that you will shop your stash. If any palettes come to mind, definitely let me know. I looked through my Pat McGrath collection because when I was thinking Valentine's Day, I was thinking like Pat McGrath, the Divine Rose palettes. They have some beautiful pinky shades. A lot of Pat McGrath has pinky shades, but I thought, you know, what else? What else could we pull for Valentine's Day that's not Divine Rose? Because I do think that one's like, I was like, that one's kind of easy, you know? So I pulled the Utopian Dream palette. I think this has really beautiful colors for Valentine's Day and Pat McGrath's beautiful formula. This is a luxury palette and like, listen, if you own some Pat McGrath, you know she loves her pinky shades. Pull it out for Valentine's Day. Use these beautiful shimmers. I was really thinking Valentine's Day with pinks and reds, but I also am gonna swatch some purples that I feel like fit into the scheme of Valentine's Day here. So this one does have a beautiful, super sparkly, purpley shade that I think goes well with the pinky coral type tones. I really love this palette. I was also thinking like, I don't know, there were so many, like the Natasha Denona Love and things like that, but I'm like, okay, it may not be Valentine's Day, but it's still, I'm like, that's a little too easy. Let's keep shopping the stash. And I'm ready to show you too the Strawberry Moon palette from Ensley Rain. I love eyeshadow, y'all, and this palette I love so much. This actually launched in the summer of last year, I believe, and I know it has a lot of these blue, green, beautiful shades. We have some golds, but don't sleep on this one for Valentine's Day. Shop your stash. Look at these 2 pink shades. These are vibrant, and I think if you want to do like a fun, bright, daytime, like Valentine greeting card type of look, use these 2 pinks. Look at this one too, and then this is like a peachy shade with a pink tint to it. Soft, beautiful. You can even pull in some of the purples if you want to use that for your Valentine's Day look. Just definitely not a Valentine's Day palette, but it has shades and you can create a full-on pink look. Okay, here is a palette that I know is not Valentine's Day because it is my palette with Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the Resurgence palette. I'm actually wearing the other items from my collection today. I'm wearing my highlighter duo and my lip gloss, but the palette, okay? It is definitely not a Valentine's Day palette, but the red and the pink in here are going to be perfect for a dramatic Valentine's Day look. You could even just do this shade Life, which is a satin white with pink sparkle to it. Do the pink in the crease, do the shade Life all over the lid in the inner corner, and you can have like a quick, easy, 2 shadow look you could wear to work, whatever, or bring the drama for date night with the red, use a black, like, I think this is the one that I'm actually gonna wear on Valentine's Day because hello, it's my favorite, and you may already own it because it is almost a year old at this point. Now, this video is about shopping your stash, but of course, I will link what I am wearing on my face today. I will link it in the description box. I did film this eye look. If it's not up yet, it will be coming. And I will link all the palettes that I'm talking about today. If I have any affiliate codes or discount codes with these brands, I will also pop those up on the screen as we talk. Let's talk about this palette from What's Up Beauty. I believe this launched around fall of last year, and it's got the coolest packaging ever, but definitely not like Cupid Love heart themed, right? Like it's the Dragon's Eye palette, but I think this would be beautiful for a soft Valentine's Day look. You've got this like pinky shade right here. You've got this more like pinky mauve shade. We've got some beautiful shimmers in here. So this is one where I was really thinking and like opening my palettes, and I'm like, oh, I did not initially think of this palette as a Valentine's Day palette. Didn't really even think about it, but when I was just opening everything in my collection, I was like, oh yeah, these 2 shades right here, this shade, like beautiful packaging. Pull it out, create a look, let me know, did it work for you? I'm just like, I'm ready. All the pink and red looks. Delicious Delights from Cosmic Brushes. I absolutely love this palette. You know, like, listen, I love all of these palettes. I'm sure I'm gonna keep saying that, but I really do. That's why they made the cut. I wasn't gonna pull any palettes that were like duds, not any good, right? The quality of them all is beautiful. And this is like overall a pastel palette with some like mid-tone deeper shades, but these pinks were calling to me. I also think their Gothic palette, which is more of like a monochromatic purple palette, would be really pretty for like an anti-Valentine's Day look. But for today's video, I wanted to keep it focused on Valentine's Day. Now you can get like a bright poppy pink look with this palette. The shades are pigmented, easy to blend, easy to work with, all around absolutely beautiful. I thought of a couple of BH Cosmetics palettes, but I'm like, BH Cosmetics, it can be hard to get your hands on. I thought of the Mimosa palette. If you have that one, definitely pull it out. It's got some beautiful pinks, but I ended up pulling this one. This is Looking Like a Snack. I like this color story. I think because the packaging is so bland, a lot of people don't check for these palettes, but the quality is phenomenal. And for Valentine's Day, we have several pink shades. And then if you want to take this to like deep, dark, dramatic, sultry, going out vibes, you have this black to darken it up with. I really like in this palette that we have contrast, but we do have beautiful pink and this like deep like berry red shade down here. Really beautiful. And it's so good. PH Cosmetics, we miss you. We miss you. I also thought of the Cherry on Top palette, their monochromatic red pink palette. That one would be perfect as well. If you have that one from years ago, it's still amazing. Pull it out of your collection. Sigma Enchanted. When I was looking through my collection, I was like, oh, Sigma New Mod. It's like this mauve-y, purpley type of palette, but for this to be unexpected, I wanted to look and find something that you might not think of. So look how gorgeous this palette is. We have greens and we have these brown tones, but what I think would be beautiful for Valentine's Day is pulling in this like purpley pink here, this really soft, like cool toned icy pink. We have this beautiful, very light kind of dusty rose color, some beautiful, beautiful soft shades. And then of course we have a black I think would be beautiful just to not deepen up the look, but to use it instead of eyeliner, like use a black shadow instead of eyeliner to give your eyes like some soft definition. But having the light ethereal pinks is just gonna give you like love fairy vibes. Very easy, very effortless, very soft, very romantic. And like I said, when I was looking at my collection and I saw my Sigma stuff, I had other palettes that initially came to mind, but I'm like, nope, that's too obvious. Let's keep looking. And I just think Enchanted would be gorgeous. Fantasy Cosmetica, this is the Sorcerer palette. I mean, you see why I think it's perfect, right? Like you see why. Forget these shades right here. And then we have like this beautiful 6-pan Valentine's Day-esque color story. Specifically these pinky shades and then this deep purple. Stunning. Stunning for Valentine's Day. This palette launched quite a while ago. So if you have it, it's time to pull it out. I mean, look at this pink. You see this pink matte, like it screams February 14th, right? Like it's so beautiful. And then we have these gorgeous sparkly shimmer shades. I'm feeling so inspired to create. This is a Halloween palette from Lunar Beauty. This is their Moon Spell Volume 2. So it actually looks like a spell book, right? I love this palette. I actually keep this like on display in my room because I love the vibes. Definitely Halloween-esque, but also it looks like it was made for Valentine's Day. Like the purples, the pinks, we definitely have like some browns and we have some kind of more muted colors, coral, but these pink shades and the red, like they scream love, right? So maybe it's like moon spell, maybe there's some love potion spells in here, something to like slip under the pillow of the person that you want to fall in love with you. I don't know, like maybe there's something like that in this spell book because the pinks, they're giving it to me. You see, like I go on a journey when I look at makeup. I'm like, what's the story behind this? We've talked about being a fairy. Now we're talking about putting love spells on people, you know, like we love a theme. Barbie from GlamLite. GlamLite has some beautiful pink and red palettes. They just launched BellaBeauteBar this year. They have their Icy palette. Even the like Freddy Krueger palette from last year that's like red and black. But I'm like, no, I gotta think of some palettes with different color stories to show y'all. So Barbie. Barbie. Of course, we have Barbie pink in here, but we have like variety in our pink tones. And then we have these beautiful purples. We even have a pink over here. We have a burgundy to deepen things up with. And I know I'm showing y'all swatches of like the main shades that made me think of it. The shades I would say like pair these together, start here, but really you can dip over with whatever you want. I just think this palette is so pretty and you can create not only like a bright Valentine's Day look like with just the pinks, but you can also deepen it up if you want to, add a lot of shimmer, do a matte look, like you do what you want for Valentine's Day. And also like let me know, do you like to do your makeup in a like themed way for Valentine's Day? Because like the seasons, the holidays, they don't tell me what to do with my makeup. I wear what I want when I want, but I do think it's fun to be inspired by the holidays. And I do like, you know, in the beginning part of February to think about like pinks and reds, and it's just, it's fun to me. It's fun to take inspiration from the holidays. Garden of Juvia's has some really pretty light pastel-y shades, and this quad specifically came to mind with Valentine's Day. I think these would be beautiful and like effortless shadows to wear, especially for a Valentine's Day daytime look. Like I said, maybe you're working, something like that. You just want an easy, effortless type of look, but something still kind of like pinky and to celebrate the day. So these shades are really beautiful. I guess really like this whole half of the palette I think would be beautiful for the 14th. And it's more purpley, but these pinks I think just kind of like lean towards Valentine's Day with the purples. It kind of like takes it in that love direction. Last but not least, I pulled Norvina. So this palette was the first palette to launch from ABH Norvina line. I know, well, I won't say I know. I think it's the fourth one that's more like light pinky, purpley shades. I never got that one, but I really, really enjoyed this palette. I think the quality's great, and this palette launched so many years ago, I don't even remember, but look at this hot pink. Full stop right there. Hot pink, you sold me. But we also have a red in here. We have some beautiful pinky shimmers. We have some almost pinky leaning purples that I think are really beautiful. We have a white in here so you can lighten up your shades, and a black so you can deepen up your shades. This palette, it's been around for some years. So if you have it, if it's been at the back of your makeup drawer, pull it out, dust it off, use it. Now let me know, what palettes would you pull for Valentine's Day that are not marketed as Valentine's Day palettes, that are not monochromatic palettes, and give me some inspiration. Maybe you thought of some palettes that I didn't think of. Maybe I can shop my stash again. You can inspire me. And I want to know, are you doing your makeup in a certain way for Valentine's Day? Are you doing pinks and reds? Are you doing something different? I would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. Again, I will link everything in the description box, but please do subscribe before you leave. I appreciate you being here and watching this video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you very soon in another one. Bye!